This lady is asking a very good question, and I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of these women ain't gonna like it.
I have a very important question that we should all ask ourselves. That question is, why should a man want a woman in 2026? Why should a man that is single, that is already living his life, possibly disrupt his life by taking on a woman? The reason I ask this question is because I think that a lot of us women have a very outdated mindset. Women are not what they used to be. The image of a woman has been tainted by ourselves. We have totally destroyed our image. Anything positive that used to come to mind when you thought of a woman, we have dismantled. And we don't piece together the fact that dismantling our image comes with consequences. So again, I ask you to ask yourself, why should a man want a woman in 2026? We get on the internet and we sit up and we bash men all day long. All day long, all we do is talk crap about what a man isn't doing and what a man is doing that we don't like, how we don't want to live with the man, how men are acting like females, how men aren't doing enough, men aren't giving enough, what they do isn't good enough, how they behave isn't good enough, they don't look good enough, they don't have enough money. We are just going on and on and on, talking crap about men all day long. That's point one. Point two, we have totally taken the mystery away out of being a woman. Back in the day, women didn't discuss certain things. Certain things were kept between the girls. Now we've gotten online acting like the men don't process and see the same internet we do. We traded in a quick buck for our secrecy, for our mystery. You can get online and you can see how women do their hair. You can see how women do their makeup. You can see how women get cheap clothes off of Shein or wherever they get them from. We got our hygiene tips on there. We've got dating tips. We talk about what we do and don't do on the first date. We talk about all these things, just sharing every single thing about ourselves. We tell stories about our stupidity and dumb things we do. We talk about how we have no standards, and you may not think that that's what you're talking about. But when you're telling these stories about dumb stuff that you did, or certain stories about situations that you've been in, what you're saying is, I don't have standards. And most women don't have standards anyways, but that's a whole separate video coming very soon. So we get on the internet, we crap on our men, we share all of our secrets about ourselves to where they're no longer secrets anymore. What would make a man want us? Then to top all of that off, there's all this free corn everywhere. And even if you're a man where you want the real thing, there's women on here sharing basically that they'll do anything for some dinner. There's women out here that are sleeping with men for dinner. There's one of us sleeping for men for just the smallest thing. So we're giving out all the tips, all the secrets, telling all the things about ourselves. So there's no secrecy anymore. There's no anything anymore. What is the selling point for us? What do we bring? And you get mad when someone says, what do you bring to the table? Because we're asking men to bring so much. We want men to do it all. We want men to still be the men of yesteryear while us not being the women of yesteryear. We don't want to cook. We don't want to clean. We don't want to provide and cater to a man's needs. We don't want to do anything but receive everything. And we want to talk down to our men. We want to mistreat our men, but still expect them to be gentlemen and decency. And it's so funny to me how women are always online talking about how men are acting like females. And you're saying it in a derogatory way, which means you are self-admitting that you know that the image of a woman is a negative thing. If you're saying that men are acting like this and it's a bad thing, that means that you're behaving badly and you know it, and you're not calling it out. You're not changing yourself. So again, in these hard economic times, in these hard political times, in these hard, difficult, challenging spiritual times, you think that it's a good idea for a man to take on a woman, these same women who are getting online expressing how ungrateful they are, taking men's children away, putting men on child support, taking half of their stuff when they get divorced, just causing chaos in their life, causing drama. On top of that, you have to compete with this corn. And I don't blame people. I don't blame anyone. You act like, oh, because I have my genitalia, since I have this private part, I'm the prize. No, the prize is who's ever in demand. And women are not in demand anymore. There's way too many of us. We've gotten online and made it clear that we're way too easy. We're way too promiscuous. We do anything strange for a little bit of change. There's literally no incentive anymore. What is the point? I would not advise any man unless you just want that. I'm not surprised if you don't want a woman. Who would? Who would? What women are out here that are worth wanting when there's all these risks? It's all risk and little to no reward. And we get on the internet and we display it every single day. When you're taking on a woman, all you're doing is taking on challenges. And the main reason to still want a woman, which is to have children. Half of y'all have gotten online and made it clear that y'all don't even want to be mothers anymore. Y'all don't want to have children. So what is the point? What is the point? What is the incentive? Why are we acting like we don't understand? Why are we walking around still thinking that we're the prize, thinking that someone should want us when we're not giving anything worth wanting? What are you worth that's worth wanting? What about you is worth the risk that you come with? When you're letting all these women online represent womanhood in such a nasty way every single day, and you're in the comments condoning it, instigating it, egging it on, yes girl, yes queen, waving your fingers, praising this behavior, and you're surprised when these men don't want you besides to sleep with you. And the funny thing is, a lot of them don't even care about that anymore. Why? Because it is much more easy and enjoyable to be in your own home, please yourself if that's what you're into, and roll over than have to deal with all of the problems and issues and drama that comes with women in 2026. So please ask yourself this question before you go to yourself and have a pity party. I need a man. Where's the men? Men aren't the same anymore. Ask yourself, are you the same as a woman? Are you worth it? I strongly doubt it. We as a whole are diminishing our value every single day, and it's over. It's a wrap. There's no undoing it. This is what you all have decided. This is what we have decided as a whole. Live with it, deal with it, and ultimately deal with the consequences. Evolve. You've made it this way, so it's time to evolve. I love y'all. Talk to you soon.
Man, this lady was cooking with 2 pans, 2 pots, an air fryer, and a slow cooker. Everything she said was on point. I am pretty sure most women are not going to like it or not going to agree with it, but if you really listen to what she's saying, she was on point. When she said the way women are representing themselves is horrible, she is not lying. That is exactly what I've been saying and other men have been saying. What men are seeing from these women is a turnoff. It is making men run for the border or run for the passport office, either one. It want nothing to do with what these women are representing. And the crazy thing is, to me, it's not even necessarily the women that come online saying crazy stuff, talking about how they hate men and men are useless and we should just center men. There are 5,000 women in the comments co-signing it or clocking it or whatever they call it. That's the disturbing part. Like, check this lady out.
And let me be very clear. I absolutely do not like men as a whole. When you think about it, there's not much to like about men. Most men are not good people. They're manipulative. They're liars. They will step on anybody to get what they want. It doesn't matter. And most times, it's at the expense of women in their lives.
Now look at some of these comments. The older I get, the more I get like this. They're so unlikable. I'm glad I'm not alone on this, yes. Let's all normalize that these men include our fathers, brothers, uncles, male cousins, and BFFs. And the original creator said, especially them. Wow. And this one here really bothered me. I want to agree, but it's so hard as a mom of a little boy to agree with this. How can I? I don't know. And listen to what the creator of the video said. I have a son, and I don't like men. My son is a child. This does doesn't apply to children/teens. This video is for the adult men of the generations before him. Hopefully we can change things around with our sons by not being boy moms and holding them accountable to a higher standard. So the first young lady said you better throw all the fathers, brothers, uncles, cousins, and BFFs in that group. Which is weird to me. I don't know why you would have a male BFF if you didn't like him, but oh well. But the creator of the video has a son. This bitter, battered broad has a son. Do y'all know how screwed up this boy is gonna be when he get older? And there's a bunch of women out there with sons and they are just like her. These boys have no chance of success whatsoever with these women in their lives. But I'm gonna save that for another video. Let's get back to the original lady in this video. Now I know women online and women in real life are different. There's a group of women out there who they're not even online like that. They live in a different world. They're not as bad as these women online are showing. But those women get pushed aside because y'all representation, the ones that people see all the time, those are the ones who are the loudest. The good ones are quiet, but you're gonna probably have to speak up at some point. Somebody has to offset what these other women are doing. Now I will say there are a group of women now forming online and they're starting to speak in a different way. Like this young lady here, she's calling them out, she's putting stuff on the table, and that is good. The problem with this is she's going to get lambasted in her comments. Those women are gonna come for her. They're gonna call her every name in the book. They're gonna call her a pick-me, a pick-me-sha, whatever. They're going to let her have it, because one thing about women that we all know for sure is they don't like the truth. They like to live in lies. Now they'll tell you they want the truth. They'll scream that they want the truth, but they don't. They really don't. So these women who are going out there speaking on the truth, a lot of those women just overlook them. They don't pay them any attention. The men are the ones who normally enjoy this type of content because we know that it's true. So that's the bad part about the whole thing. You can talk this stuff all you want, but if they don't listen, it really doesn't matter. I come on here all the time and I'm always saying stuff and I know these women aren't going to listen. My attitude has always been, if 100 women listen to the video and I can get one of those women or even two of those women to look at it from a different viewpoint, I think that's success. And maybe that's what this lady's strategy is. Maybe she's thinking if I can just get one or two women to understand where she's coming from, she's winning. But the fact is, it ain't gonna be many. And here's the thing, she wasn't mean. She didn't come on here calling these women out their names. She wasn't talking about their looks. She wasn't talking about them being overweight. She ain't say none of that. She was just talking about the facts. They will sit there and tell you all day it's all about the delivery and how the person said it. It ain't about that. They just don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter who's gonna tell them the truth. They don't want to hear it. But let's address the actual question that she asked in the video. Why would a man want to date a woman in 2026? Well, I am one of those men, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I still want a woman in my life. Because I believe out of all these horrible women who are representing themselves online, there is a group of women out there who aren't like that. There are some good ones. Those are the ones that are at home. They're not online making these goofy videos. They're not supporting these goofy videos. They understand the difference between a man and a woman. They understand the value that a man brings. I believe that I can still find one of them. It's going to be hard. It isn't going to be easy, but I still believe that is possible. Now, for the men out there who just gave up and said they don't want to try it, I totally get it. That's why you'll never hear me come on here telling the man, don't quit, you gotta keep going. I don't do that because I understand why some of these men are giving up. And some of these men are out there on the battlefields right now dealing with some of these women. So I understand why some of them are just throwing their hands in the air and walking away. But there are men like myself who still believe that there are some hidden gems out there. Again, hard to find, but we believe there are some hidden gems out there and we believe that we can find one of them. Will it happen for all of us? No. Some of us gonna think we found a diamond in the rough and all we're gonna end up with are some CZs. We already know that's gonna happen, but I truly believe there are some good women still running around out there. And on top of that, I understand the true value of a woman. When you find a good one, I want to stress that. If you pick bad, it's a wrap. But if you can find a good one, it can go well. There are plenty of men out there who found a good one and they will tell you, yeah, I'm lucky. So I believe that's possible. Now, I can't speak for the other men who are still looking to date in 2026, but that's my reasoning. But overall, I don't have an issue with anything she said. I think she was on point. I think she was telling the truth. I think it's going to be hurtful to a lot of women. If they could just sit back and really listen to what she's saying, I think for some of them, it could be eye-opening. And I just want to say this last thing. I know there are men out there who are looking at me like I'm crazy because I still believe there are good women out there. But I want you to understand, when you say there are no good women out there, like zero good women out there, that is the same as one of these women screaming, there are no good men out there. So if she sounds angry and bitter to you, that is exactly how you sound to everybody else. I'm just saying. But those are just my thoughts on it. Leave your thoughts in the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.